Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode of Sister Sister right here on City TV. And if you're listening, it's 97.3 City FM. All right, this is that show that we help you navigate your relationship problems. And we don't just guess the problems you are having. You, the viewers, actually send us these problems, and I and my sisters will help you navigate through the problems and, of course, maybe even find solutions. Well, my sisters are here. We are ready in the studio, and we'll soon be getting in the letters. All right, it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, I will introduce my sisters, and also we will get to read the letters. Welcome back, viewers and listeners. All right, so the sisters are here and they are ready to check out the letters of the week. But before we do that, it's very important that we introduce the sisters, because obviously without the sisters, this show wouldn't be possible. All right, the sisters are here, and introducing the sisters. See Chope on the far right. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're looking really nice, though.
Thank you.
What's the secret?
Grace. Grace.
Adom.
And some workout.
Oh, that's nice. All right, and in the middle we have Felicia.
Hello.
How are you, Felicia?
Doing well. How are you too?
Felicia, you're looking all gold.
Oh, Goldilocks.
Today I want to call you Golden Girl.
Thank you.
Stop it.
Stop it. All right, and of course beside me is Rosie.
Hi, Chris.
The ever beautiful salsa dancing, bike riding Rosie.
Thank you.
Hi, Rosie.
Hi, Chris.
How
How you
has your
doing?
week been?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
I like that energy.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I wish
Super
everyone can
awesome.
sound like that, like
Oh,
excited about your week.
well, if you know what I'm sitting on, you know it's awesome.
I'll ask her that later after the show. All right, and we also have Bruce of Bruce Services, the man that gives us the best cocktails while we check out these stories. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
Very well.
Bruce, there's something red looking in this cup. What's happening? What are you giving us today?
It's called a greyhound.
Greyhorn.
Yes.
Okay. Sisters, are you ready for the Greyhorn?
Yep.
Are you ready to get into the stories too?
Yes.
Okay, so before we get into the stories, remember that you can actually join the conversation by sending your text via WhatsApp 020-344-7033, 020-344-7033. And also, if you're on Twitter, just use the hashtag #SisterSister. Okay, just sister. And also, if you think you have a very interesting letter or serious issue that you're going through right now in any sort of relationship that you send your letters via sistersisterislivelive@gmail.com. Okay, let's check out our first letter. Hi, sisters. I met a very gentle, sweet, caring, and handsome guy who to me was single. It never crossed my mind that he was married until he confessed to me a few months into our relationship. Okay? Although I was very disappointed and hurt, I really appreciated his honesty. Sisters, the beautiful thing about us is that we love each other so much. We have great sex, and he is everything I want in a man. To cut the long story short, I am 5 months pregnant for him. I want to keep the pregnancy. I want to keep the baby and eventually block his number. I know he doesn't want a child out of his marriage, as he has not had one yet with his wife. The truth is, I love him so much that I want to risk having the baby all by myself. Please advise me on what to do. It sounds like I have made up my mind already, but I'm still confused thinking about the future of the baby and his family. What should I do, sisters? Drum roll. Dum. Okay. Sisho.
Okay.
can we have the drinks?
Yes, we need the drinks. Yes. We need the drinks.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
She's been dating this person. I can understand where she's probably coming from. When you fell in love with this person, you did not know that he was married, so you probably launched in fully with your full chest, thinking you are in a relationship with someone. The dynamics, of course, aren't the same if you enter into a relationship knowing fully well the person is married. You kind of guard your heart in terms of how low you can fall for that person. And so it's not as bad as if you didn't know. So I can excuse her, for want of a better word. I can excuse her for that she's saying she didn't know and then the man confessed. It's harder when you have already fallen for someone to fall out of love for them. So I can appreciate that on her behalf. But she needs to know that if she's pregnant with this person and she's going to toe the line of going to do the whole parenting alone, pregnancy is 9 months long. It's like the longest 9 months you're going to have in your life. If you do not have anyone by your side, especially since you're thinking of blocking him and he doesn't want to have children outside of his marriage, it's quite tricky because 9 months with a pregnancy alone is not a joke. Now, to think of raising a child alone without their father in their lives is also extra tricky. She might want to become a lot more introspective on the issue, think deep about the fact that also being a born one, you know, the truth about society that we don't talk about a lot is the fact that there are a lot of men out there who might want to marry you, but sometimes they get scared away with the fact that you have children or even a child. Having lived that myself, I can afford to comfortably say that a lot of men, when they hear that you have children, they kind of shy away a bit. It takes someone who loves you beyond a certain, you know, average kind of love to actually accept you and your kids. So that's another thing she might want to think about as well, aside from doing the whole parenting thing alone, which is extra stressful. So she needs to take some time to think about this carefully. I don't know how old she is. I think if you're a lot more mature and the men are not coming around, you can afford to take such chances. Like maybe you are in your late 30s, etc. You don't know if aborting a child would mean you won't have any more, etc. Then you can consider that angle. But if you are young, maybe you're in your 20s or early 30s, I think there's still an opportunity for you to go out there and find somebody else if you want to have a child, so that at least you can have the father of the child in his life, not necessarily be married. I think we are putting too much emphasis on having to be married before having children, because there are even cases now where there was a CNN presenter who went at it all by herself. Yes. So there is nothing wrong with going at it all by yourself, but it's a lot more difficult. So she should bear that in mind before towing that line.
Right. Felicia?
I don't even know what to tell her. You want to have a child for a deceitful man, a man who lies to you. Why would you want to give birth for such a man? Or why do you even want to keep his sperms inside you? I'm sorry. Nah, I'm just sorry. If you want to have a child by yourself, go to the sperm bank. There are lots of good men out there who will be willing to donate their sperms to you. This man is a wicked man. This man is a deceitful man. This man does not deserve any part in your heart. I need to be loud and clear. I don't understand this new trend of married men chasing single women. Like, there's nothing fun about it. Sometimes I cut the older men some slack. Not to say it's good. No, because I sometimes feel like, they get bored sometimes. They want to get adventure, midlife. So for them, as for their issue and their generation,
they don't demand do much.
Yes, with them, sometimes they have the money, self-actualization. Sometimes I get so much money. He wants to be charitable to some young woman, and
let's call it spade. Sometimes when they get the money, they now know that they have certain taste buds that they couldn't explore, and now they go for the woman they actually want. At the time they didn't have money, they were going for the woman who could help them get the money.
Yes,
that's
so
what it is.
For them,
I'm
not saying it's good. Please don't get me wrong, viewers and listeners, but I will cut them. But these young ones, fine bobo, they will rush and go and get married to the church girl, some goody two-shoe girl. Now these young boys are marrying strategically.
Yeah.
Before they will go for the church girls. Now it's no longer the church girls who they want a girl with their own car, with some apartment,
from a rich
home, with their own job, businesses.
She has green card.
Passport.
So that one there's like a sure banker security safety net thing they will keep at home. Then they'll be chasing single women. Okay, I'm done with the man. Young lady. So let's say you didn't know and you fell in love with this gentleman. Madam, that's the last thing that we talk about that you can't cut. Please, sometimes there are some instances that make love vanish from you. Like goes like shh. And these are some of the instances. This is a typical example. If you didn't lose love for this man after hearing that he's married, then you have a problem. That needs checked. Because I don't know why you feel comfortable staying with another woman's husband. And also go on to, what if the same thing happens to you as a young lady? You hear that another lady is crazily in love with your husband and is even willing to give birth for your child.
Exactly.
Yeah, for him, like giving birth to a baby for your husband. So please put yourself in his wife's shoes, an innocent woman's shoes, and imagine this innocent woman at home trying to have a child for this man who doesn't want a child. But you feel that you there ogboro, yes, and 12 of your time, you can do it all by yourself. You'll be amazed. I'm sorry to sound like this, but there are some things that need to be put straight to our listeners and those who bring the letters to us. They need to hear it from us because that is why we are here.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Giving birth, I'm sure she's thinking after giving birth to this child, this man will start loving him separately.
No, well,
start loving her.
Yeah, I think she stated clearly she wants to block him.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to block him.
Block?
I don't think she wants him. Right now, it's about wanting the
The child.
probably.
No, it's not the best decision to make. I think I've aligned a lot of things. First of all, this man is sorry to say a stupid man. He doesn't care about you. He only cares about his selfish interest because he could leave his home and come and chase you and feels no remorse. You shouldn't want... It's
don't
not
want
easy
anything.
to cut your child's father away. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And maybe as a younger, like, toddler, as a baby, it's easy because they won't ask questions. Kids of today ask questions. They will start going to school. They will ask, where is your dad? And now you need to answer some of these tough questions.
Right.
And you don't want to deal with a man like this later on in your life.
Right.
When you've moved on. When probably you've even met a man who is genuine and you love.
Right.
Then you need to have stories to tell about. Sorry to say, this silly man who came into your life at a point. Don't leave any trace of him in your life. Let him go. Look for solutions, safe solutions to get rid of this pregnancy and move on with your life. It is not worth it.
Rosie?
Felicia,
Rosie.
stop it. For the first time, I think Felicia and I are completely on the same page. Because to be honest, I think the man is very deceitful. For you to be able to date him for 3 months without knowing that he was even married.
Well, he said...
He said 3 months into a relationship, the man came and
a
confessed.
few months into the relationship.
A few months, okay, so they dated a few months. And a few months, they were able to date you in such a way that you couldn't even tell.
You couldn't tell.
Or imagine that they were pregnant. That they were married. It means that this guy knows how to fish for women, manipulate them, and get them where they want.
And you know, funny
And
enough,
as soon as...
Sorry, let me just cut you. For what you just said, there's a possibility that something happened before she even, maybe she knew, like she caught him and said, oh, you are married, before he confessed, because she said he confessed.
Well, he was ready to move on and he
No, but it's
confessed
possible that
openly.
she didn't know.
Yeah.
See, there are some men, so that's something, until that point where the woman sort of like started falling hard for him, then she now had to drop the ball so the woman knows that, listen,
Easy.
I'm married. So whatever we are having, I'll take care of you and do everything. But marriage is off the table because he's already married. And make you look so remorseful. I thought this was just going to be about falling for you, but unfortunately I'm married. And maybe my wife and I are trying to have children. It's a lie. He has children with his wife.
Wow.
It's possible that he has, because listen, the way he was able to conceal the wife, how can he not conceal children?
Yeah.
So it's possible that he has children. He has
And doesn't want
he has
a
a
whole-
full functional family, but He has managed to
Maybe even a pregnant
emotionally.
wife.
Oh.
Charlie,
It's usually
Oh.
the
see,
case. It's
Did
usually
you
the
have
case.
to-
A pregnant
see,
wife.
I know,
So it looks like
I
she's
know
not
of
there.
a story. I know of a story where this man was telling the woman that he and the wife were having problems, giddy giddy, go back, go back, go back. And then this girl happened to go to a restaurant one time with her friends to eat. And here was Papa, sugar daddy, with the pregnant wife and their children having supper. Charlie, I didn't talk girl also. The girl could not think for the rest of it because you see, it's painful. The man says that I'm not having anything to, and the wife is getting pregnant. How is that possible? Is it infrared? Is it Bluetooth?
He was raped.
I mean, what is it? Like, how is that happening? Or he was raped? I don't know how that happened. So the thing is that you see these young ones, like Fisher rightly said, they sit down and they look for women who sort of like will
Gullible
secure
women.
their future. No, will secure their future. Like as in, oh, she's hardworking. That means that our family will not lack.
Yes.
Oh, she's pretty. She can give me beautiful
Beautiful
babies.
children.
Oh, she comes from a wealthy family. I can get some political connections. Probably get some appointments here and there. So they go out to marry these kind of women that they don't love.
Strategically.
And funny enough, because that is their strategy, when they finally get into it, sometimes they are shocked that the pedestal when they peg their woman, when it's not really like that.
Usually it's like that.
Then they go on to the next best thing. Oh, now I've seen somebody. Oh, this one is maybe he works here, but I've seen somebody. This one is a lawyer. This one is an engineer. This one is a this. This one is a that. So they feel like, oh, this one will present more to me. Then they start making you fall in love with so many sweet things. Listen, this man has his wife at home. I don't think he wants to be with her. That's not the intention. But he waited for the girl to show signs of being in love with him. Then he had to do the first confession. Chika, I'm married. So now the lady would have to weigh her options. Either to leave or to stay with him as a married man. Whereby marriage is off the table.
Yes, and she'll adjust herself.
She adjusts herself properly. Now I see, but because of the things that she's also getting from him, maybe she's okay. Now the second phase, me and my wife, we don't have children. Now,
So you can't
is
be the
it
way
as a
I-
result of your wife is finding people having children, or you don't want to have children? Now the girl has put in her mind that you just don't want children. So she has put you in a space where, Charlie, don't trap me with a child. Because me in my life, even with my wife, I don't have children. Meanwhile, there are plenty childrenlets, like children with his wife.
Yeah.
He probably has like 5 or 6
I
of them.
tell you.
And he's telling you that he doesn't want children, he doesn't have. Then you two now you've gotten pregnant for him. Now you're actually unilaterally deciding that you want to go according to his wishes. Where you can't demand marriage from him, you can't even demand him being a father from him because he has already told you I'm married. So marriage is off the table. I don't like children, so being a father is also off the table. Now you've left yourself with the hard decisions of now considering taking care of a child by yourself. When you got into a relationship, were you thinking of that? I don't think in the relationship she thought of being a relationship to have a child and take care of the child, had to block the baby's father. I mean, the blocking, I think that's aesthetics to let us know that, well, I'll be done with him. But you can't be done with him. You understand? So I think that, look, as soon as me, I've been in that situation before. I was seeing somebody and we went for a program and we went with a friend of mine. So whilst we were in there doing the presentation, my friend was sitting there and saw this boyfriend of mine that she knew. And realized the guy was wearing a wedding band.
Hey.
Oh yes. And then the lady came and told me that, Rosie, I thought you said. I said, oh no, he's not married. He's I've been to his house. And such with the can he have different house? There's no
Even
sign
his
of any
friend's
woman.
house.
Oh, I've been to his house. I've been here. I've been saying, are you sure he was wearing a wedding band? So after the presentation, I went to see him. He was not wearing a wedding band. I'm like, you are lying. But my friend doesn't lie. So the day after, we were talking, oh, how's your wife? Oh, she's fine. I said, she's fine. That was the end of it. I didn't even call back to ask, why did you do this to me? Because you see, it's just a non-starter.
Yes.
For me, married men, it's a non-starter. Once you call, I say, how's your wife? They say, oh, my wife is fine. I said, oh, your wife is fine. Okay, bye-bye. Fine. Drop the phone. That was the end of it. Because I don't like being made a fool of.
Right.
I don't like being lied to. You're a married man. You have a wife. A wife you're not willing to let go of. You are chasing me for what? What do you want from me?
Exactly.
Exactly what do you want from me? I'd rather you come to me eye clear that I'm a married person, but I like you and I want you. then in that way,
So the girl
I will now
exactly
decide what they
what I
want
want
to do.
to do with my time.
But
Do you
for
understand?
me, this screams deceit. This screams lies. I'm actually questioning everything that he has told her. So me, in my opinion, he has a wife that he's very much in love with. In my opinion, he has children that he has named and slapped his surname on them.
Yeah.
And he's only trying to manage you so that you don't become an obstacle in his already established life. It's like he doesn't like children.
No, but you see, my problem in,
But I think the letter is coming from the lady. So
Yes.
for me, it's a matter of
What
us
should she do?
addressing. Yes, that's
Oh,
why
well.
I said if she wants to go at this, because look, people have different issues in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
There are people who are, and this lady has not told us her age to start with. She's probably in her late 30s or even early 40s, and probably imagine if she's never been pregnant with anybody.
Yes.
Or she
yes.
hasn't even dated anybody to get pregnant with. And this is the first time she's pregnant. Maybe she's 42. Let's just say.
but, yeah,
No,
you
but
know,
my-
no,
but-
you see,
I can understand that.
So that's what I'm saying.
But-
Sometimes the
but my only
dynamics of
problem-
the situation
so-
can make you choose something over something. The
Exactly.
dynamics, yes.
That
Yes.
agreed.
But
that
you
agreed.
see,
But I'm not talking. I'm not the latter stages. I didn't even get there because now that she's pregnant, obviously none of us here is an advocate for abortion. Especially
Well,
if she wants
well,
to keep it.
Well, I'm not.
Or if
I am not against
I'm
it.
not
so
against it.
and
exactly.
if hold on, and if it is something that has to be done, it has to be something legit and something that you choose to have. You
Yeah,
understand?
exactly.
So we are not questioning, but the thing is that all this could have been prevented up to this point. Like Felicia said, if you just wanted a child, Charlie, you see, there are random people that you don't even have to fall in love with.
Right, and
You just tell them that, look, I'm at
and
this point in life, I want to get
think-
pregnant.
I
That's
think
all.
these
You
are
do it.
these are two adults that we are talking about. I mean, when you have raw sex, what are you expecting? Like when you have raw sex, you are, doing the thing. No rubbers, no condoms.
So what
you know?
happened to
what are you?
STI?
What are you really expecting will happen?
What happened to STIs?
So I feel like in this situation, maybe she's even scared to tell the man because the man will be like, no, couldn't you protect yourself? But I also because I've heard so many men say this, couldn't you protect yourself? Couldn't you are a big girl? How can a big girl leave yourself to get pregnant? I've heard so many things like you're a big girl.
You
I'm
see-
like, so I begin to ask like, what are you
Now,
expecting
it's a
when you have
response.
raw sex?
No, but you
as
see,
a married man,
it's a shared responsibility. But
Yes.
I still believe that the greatest responsibility lies with the woman, because listen, when you do get pregnant,
You're on your own.
you're on your own. You are the one who, even if you have a supportive man, the man cannot carry part of the baby for you.
Yeah.
You are the one carrying it. You are the one whose life has to alter
Adjust, yeah.
or adjust or change. So ultimately, because it affects you,
The most.
ideally it should be a shared responsibility. I can protect myself. You have a right to also, you have a responsibility to also protect yourself. But in an event where the man doesn't want to protect themselves, and me, I feel that the relationship is so valuable such that I can't impress or tell the man that you have to protect yourself. I think that reproductive health largely 80% relies on the woman.
Yeah.
Because you carry the burden after it's done. So I'd rather protect myself than leave that to the
you.
mercy of
Yeah.
the man.
Well,
No,
but,
but
but,
others-
but in this case, what if Sisha has said, like, what if it's a case whereby this woman is like
Wanted
in
it.
her 40s, wants the baby and all of that? I mean, if she can afford it, can we say, okay, yeah, go ahead with it?
Exactly.
Sisters.
That's my take. That's why I said she has to be introspective. You have to look at your life. See if it's something you can afford to do on your own. Because aside from the financial implications of being pregnant and being a parent on your own, there's also a reputational, emotional, psychological,
Social.
Societal,
There's
yeah.
so many implications. But you have to go through all of them one by one. Know that, okay, look, full chest, I'm ready for this. I'm going to go for it before you do. Otherwise, if you do not check all the boxes, you are going to be in big trouble. That's why I said that.
But I think I agree with all of you on what you're saying. But one issue we don't scream about enough is sexually transmitted diseases.
True.
Like, I don't know why, under what grounds would a married man have unprotected sex outside of marriage?
And be bringing diseases home to the wife.
There's
Yeah.
nothing so.
Every day the
I
wife
can't
is
be
taking
humble
all about
about
this.
this. I can't be gentle about how I'll scream this aloud. It makes no sense.
Yes, yes.
I can't be staying at home minding my business and you'll be putting your dick in holes anyhow and bring me, excuse me to say,
you'll be putting your member.
okay, you'll be putting a part of your body in certain holes and bring me diseases. Forget about HIV. HIV cry is the extreme.
That is
gonorrhea.
Exactly. That's what I thought about yesterday. Yeah.
What's not?
I actually thought about that yesterday, and I asked myself while driving home. I asked myself, I'm like,
chlamydia, that's some serious
No,
ones.
You know that's
because
but the thing is that
the only thing we think about as a society
is the HIV.
when it comes to STDs is only HIV.
No.
So when somebody goes and tests, I'm negative, then they just do it. But we forget that there are more dangerous ones. Even HPV. HPV is cervical cancer.
chlamydia, syphilis, herpes.
Those are like some
and some
crazy
of them
ones.
are actually dormant. Like when they are infecting you, you don't even know they are infecting you. Then when your body undergoes some form of stress or trauma, then it comes out. Then you don't even
can't even know the source.
You don't even know the source.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that, look, listen, married men, married women alike, because we don't assume that only married men will cheat.
Yeah.
But once you are married, nobody put a gun to your head to get married.
Get married.
Please, stick to the confines of your marriage and make sure that even if you have to step out,
Protect yourself.
protect yourself, because you see, it's so sad for an innocent party to be at home. You haven't done anything, and then periodically you keep seeing all manner of STIs. And the easiest of it, the chlamydias and those ones, today discharge, tomorrow this,
And it
tomorrow
can affect
this,
kids.
tomorrow that.
Yes,
and then it's
yes,
like,
yes.
and you keep treating, and then it will go and it will come back again. So it's important that married men, as much as possible, just stay put. Married women, stay put. If you don't like the marriage, out. And go and do what you want to do. If you can't control yourself and you want to go out, at least protect yourself. So don't bring something back. So that's what I'm saying. This guy in this story, Charlie, the guy has intentions. The guy wants to eat his cake and have it. The guy just is looking for some free meat to manipulate and enjoy for the period. But the girl too, if the child, like Sicho said, is something that you really want, something you've been praying for, maybe something that at this point in time, if this is what I need, you can take that decision. But make sure that you understand
The implications.
the implications of the decision. So that 10 years down the line, you write to us and tell us that,
It's hard.
and after impregnating me, he hasn't taken care of the child, and today the child is 10 years, he has not even paid school fees, and I can't even get anybody to marry. Don't come and tell us that, because know the implications. So when you are taking the decision, you take it with your full chest.
Right. Felicia, last words?
Yeah, I think I said it all initially, but just to wrap it up quickly, lady, you have no business with this gentleman. Let him go. He's not even a gentleman. Let him go. Let him out of your house, your life. Please find a solution. There are lots of solutions out there. I know you're already pregnant. Go out there, speak to professionals. There are lots of institutions, PPAG, Marie Stopes, even your gynecologist, and make a healthy decision. That's what I'll say. Make a healthy decision, considering everything. Then lastly, please, we can't say this enough. Married men and women, it's best to stay home. That is what we advocate for. But if you decide to step out, protect yourself. At least protect your wife, protect your kids, because you don't know what you are going to bring home. That will extend from your wife to your innocent children at home. That is how I'll end this.
You know, it makes me sad sometimes when I look around and just scan through society, what it has become. It's become, like the ladies are all saying, it's become so normal for these married men to go out there and cheat these days. Like, literally every married man these days
is cheating.
Almost every married man these days has a side chick. It's like it's normal. Even their friends know them. They are cool with, like, it's a thing now. You know. I even know a couple of people who have a side home where they just take these ladies to. So you go there and there's nothing. You don't know he has a wife. And
there's some that have a whole new family.
So
somewhere.
I think for me to be very open-minded about the situation that we have at hand, I always say this: if you know you are married and you cannot be with just that one woman, maybe start thinking of marrying a second wife or a third wife, if that be the case. There is not. I would rather have a husband who has two wives.
Yeah.
I know that this is the other lady. If we get issues, I know that this is the other lady who is probably the one having it, or I, or something. But to be going out there and sleeping every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it's become too rampant and it's annoying. And people's emotions are being messed with. It is not fair on anyone that, let's say I'm there, I didn't know you are married, and then I think I have something serious going with you, only to realize that you are married, and at this point I'm already pregnant, and I probably wanted kids. And I have to start thinking of aborting that kid. It's a lot of things to deal with for a woman emotionally, especially if you are sitting there hoping and praying that you get pregnant, and if you are older. So you put this woman in a situation where she didn't want to be in. But all that being said, I think it's very important for us to also not just jump into bed with people immediately we start dating them. Assess people. That is why it is important to build friendships with people. You need to assess people when you're with them. You may not necessarily go to the hospital or ask him to take you to his home, but when you have taken enough time to get to know someone, little things slip out of their mouth. You will get hints. Get to know where he works. Get to know his friends. Don't just jump into bed 1 week, 2 weeks after knowing someone. You don't know his friends. You don't know any member of his family. So as you're pregnant now, if he dies, that's it.
Yes.
You don't know who your son's, your child's father, where his home is that you can even point to. And there are instances now in Ghana that is being dealt with where, people don't even know where they are. So it's tricky to really do that. That's you playing cha-cha with your life.
Well, yeah. All right, so on that note, it's time for us to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our second letter. Welcome back, viewers. It's still Sisters right here on City TV and 97.3 City FM. All right, so we've actually, read our first letter. It was heated, but now it's time for us to check out our second letter. Sisters, I need your advice, please. I'm in a long-distance relationship, and I am with this man who ticks all my boxes for an ideal man. He's single, God-fearing, caring, and loving, and very hardworking. He lost his job a while back and has still not landed a new job yet. For the first 5 months that we have dated, he has never asked for anything until recently, which I obliged. He recently had a family emergency which requires him to give a huge amount of money to sort out this emergencies. Although he has not asked for my help and he's to travel to visit me in my country, I'm tempted to help, but I don't want him to know I have the amount of money at my disposal since our relationship is just 5 months old and a long-distance relationship at that. Sisters, I'm caught between helping him out or just looking on as I assess the level of trust. What do you think I should do, sisters? Should I help him by giving him this money he needs to solve his family emergency, or should I just watch how our relationship unfolds? Please help me because I'm confused.
Don't help him.
Don't help him.
Oh my God. Sister.
Don't help him. Why?
Okay.
Even in Ghana here, don't help him. Then across border, then overseas.
Okay. Tell me why.
You see, this romance fraud is real.
Yes.
It's real.
And most of the time, they target ladies who are at that age where they really want to get married.
Tinder swindler.
So when
Yes.
when they target a young lady like that, they know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And you see, long distance relationship is so beautiful. The person can be with another woman in the house and be telling you, baby, I miss you, I'm alone and I'm cold. Meanwhile, there's somebody beside him. You can never really see. What they want you to see is what you see.
Exactly.
What they want you to feel is what you feel. What they want you to experience is what you experience. And you don't have that luxury of being with him one-on-one to actually pick up some of the fine details to know whether this is the man I want to be with or not. So it's very easy for somebody who wants to defraud you to make you believe that they're actually in love with you. In some cases, because it's a business, the defrauding you is a business, their startup capital is a small $100 they will send you.
Yes.
The beginning shoe they'll buy for you.
Investment.
The beginning flowers they'll have sent to you. The first cake they'll buy you for your birthday. That is the startup capital or the capital investment into the fraud they want to do. Every time there's this emergency, mother caught up at the hospital, it has to be paid now. If it's not now, my mother is going to die. She's my only source of livelihood. She's everything I've ever hoped for. And I don't know, it just so happens that just when the relationship is getting tight and you are believing that, oh, then the family emergency happens. Then the love that you have built for him is what is going to depend on. Then you will change your cities in this economy. You want to change cities in this economy into foreign currency, pay transfer charges, pay SWIFT charges, and send to him. My dear sister, keep your money. If you have enough money to spend, I'm not even worried about the fact that him knowing that you have the money. No, keep your money. If you have some money you want to use to do good, go to an orphanage and do good there.
Wow.
Yeah, wait for Easter orphan projects and go and do some orphanage there. Period. Yeah, I mean when city is doing that, you put the money there. But this man, as long as he gets the money, he'll call you that he has received it. He will make you know for like a week or so. You call the same number you were calling, it won't go through again.
That's deep. Felicia.
Yeah.
All right. I like to play safe in any relationship I'm in. So it's neither here nor there. There's one thing this wise man taught me, a judge, high court judge. I remember just when I completed school, I gave my money to a guy. Then it was like $100. Hey. This was when I had completed school. My uncle has dashed me $100.
So
I had kept the money. I didn't dash it. I loaned it actually.
Oh, it's never come back.
So I loaned this money to this man, Charlie. I chased this guy. Hey. Then I met this high court judge. We're having a conversation. I thought, oh, he's a high court judge. He has to me. I said, Madam, me cry, don't have to me. As I'm speaking to you, someone has sold my car and I'm still chasing him for my money. So I'll teach you this lesson in life. Whenever someone asks you for money, if you have, split the money into half and give them half. If not, give them just a little. That you know that if you have to let go of that money, it won't affect you. And that lesson has stayed with me for life. So to play safe in this relationship, because it seems like they really love the guy. First of all, me, I'm against long distance relationship. It won't work for me. Even Kaswa and it's long distance relationship for me. If you listen to me on this show, if you watch me, you know me very well. Me, they have to be close because that's emotional, attention, being around, quality time is very, very important to me in any relationship. That is the only way you can keep my brain stimulated. But if long distance relationship is what is going to work for you, sister, maybe this is your husband. This is one film party. This is who God has created for you. So you just give him benefits of the doubt. Don't give him all. One time is crowd also. Me, if you ask me for 1 million, I can give you 10 CD. It's better than nothing. Give him an amount that you won't have any issue with losing. At least so you know that, oh, babes, I've helped you. You can find solutions. Quick loans, MTN loans. Yes, me, I try to play safe whilst protecting myself. I'll tell you, babes, I don't have money, but I can give you maybe $50. Hold on to it. At least it's a start. Why don't you speak to your uncle, your sister, your brother, your friend, like somebody? I'll give you solutions. I'm always solution driven. Then you find, but I won't say no per se, but guard your heart. The long distance, Nadia, it won't work, but I'm not the one to tell you because it's worked for some people. But long distance is not my thing. As for the money, if it was me, I'll give you just enough to at least show my love. Because ladies, we always talk about men being fraudulent. We ladies too, we ask a lot of money from men. True. And we expect them to give us. Sometimes it's genuine need that we need the money. So it could be that he genuinely needs it, but do it safely so that you don't get hit. So that is what I would say.
You've reminded me of something. Let me hold on.
The Bible has said that guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. You see, sometimes these things happen, and when you don't learn from it, it will continue to happen to you until you learn the lessons that are in them for you to learn. Long distance relationships, I'm sure she's met people or heard of stories about how some of these things go, which is why probably she's even asking, because she's getting a bit paranoid about these things. In my humble opinion, if I do not know you and I've not known you for that long to the point where I can trust you, I'm not giving you a dime of my money. I'm sorry. If I've dated you for 5 months and it's been long distance relationship all this, I'm not giving you. You are on that side where there is more money. When you melt dollars, it's more in cities than you are supposed to be giving me. If you do not have and you have family issues, I'm sorry, maybe next year when we've dated and I've gotten to know you more, you've come to Ghana, I've assessed you, I know you a bit more and stuff. I think it's something I would probably delve into. A friend of mine recently has dated this guy for I think 6 months, if I'm not mistaken, and the guy is turning 40, and she's planning a grand birthday party. And I said to her, listen, it's not something I would do. If I've dated you for 6 months and you're turning 40, I'm not doing a party for you. That's just me.
No,
I think I've seen too much. Yes, I'll buy you a cake, but I'm not putting my more than 1,000 CDs into anything for you.
Right.
It's not that I'm mean, but it's part of guarding your heart as a human being. The Bible admonishes us. It is part of it for you to get to know someone. And as a woman, when we talk about the fact that women are more fragile, it is in things like this. When a woman has a broken heart, she has more to lose. She feels the pain a lot more than men. You know, she could carry this into other relationships and it may even affect her, which is why it is important for us as women to guard our hearts even more than men. So, and look, the Bible is not anywhere that you as a woman you're supposed to be giving your money to. It is this era that we find ourselves in, that some things have become a way where you have to also reciprocate love. But a man's work is to provide for the people he loves. Look, a man who loves you, just this morning I was reading that thing again. A man who loves you will provide. He will go above and beyond to make sure that you are okay. That's his job. That's how they are hunters. They are providers. That's how God created them. Now, if you are a man who you are busy asking me for help, 5 months into a relationship, I don't trust you. You're asking alone is red flag for me. I'm not giving you a dime of my money. I'm sorry.
Wow.
In fact, she just reminded me of this guy that I had. Anytime the office paid bonus, he had this project that he was working on out of love. Then I'll collect everything. Then I'll give to him.
Hey, all of them.
Wait, I have to learn now.
Wow.
Then if let's say
You guys are kind.
Yes, it's like it's the love. Even that one crowd was even around. It wasn't even long distance. So I'm thinking, Charlie, I side with you 100%. Hey, because this one was even in house. So anytime there was any big payout in the office, because he had friends in the office, he knew about it. He always came up with this big project that he wants to work on, and he just needs to. So let's assume it's 5,000. Oh, he just needs like some 4,500 B. Then the thing will be. Then after he will reap so much, and then it will out of love.
And you know they always have a project.
You know.
Then your mother is there.
So guys.
Your father is there.
Do you know?
Then hold on, and you bundle it and you go and give it. This particular boy, and after that, where did it end? It ended in tears.
Hey!
So my dear, that tear, I cried that tear hard.
That when you cried.
Oh, I cried it because you see, it wasn't just the heart, but the pocket was also involved.
You realize that,
my dear sister, I think like Sito said, Charlie,
No, but guys,
you realize that a man, a true man, let's classify it so that it makes sense.
A true man will not even go and
will not
ask
want
from
to,
a 5-month relationship.
His ego and his build as a man is too huge.
He might
Men
from
are
his
just
wife.
grand in nature.
Yes.
You see, every time we talk about this feminism thing, I sit on the fence on the matter because look, I'm a woman. God created me as a woman. I'm supposed to be soft life-ish. That's just how God made us. Okay, a man is supposed to go out there and hunt and make shit happen. That's just how God created. And every time you try to take their place as a woman, he loses respect and love for you. Let's not mince words on this matter.
Can I?
Every time you try to provide for a man, you are beating down his ego, and a real man does not like it. So if he's begging you for help, He doesn't love you. He's seeing you as an opportunity. He's a gold digger, man.
No, Can I come in? I bet to differ on this one because I think this conversations always ex me. Like, yes, women. I strongly believe in women being like we enjoy being taken care of. That is how we are created. Me, I like soft life. Anybody who knows me, Organa one. I like stuff like I like to party. A man's money tastes better than a woman's like my own money.
It sure does.
But I also feel like it's high time women also start taking some sort of responsibility when we are dating. We like to always be at the receiving end. And I hear it so much, I get upset. I'm like, girls, like really? It's okay.
No, but see, hold on.
Don't get me wrong,
No, but I think they're giving
is not the problem. When I love someone, I've assessed you, I love you.
Can I land?
Yeah,
please?
land.
So we enjoy always being at a receiving end. Women go into relationships 1 week, 2 weeks, because she also has problems.
It's always so happens that when you meet a new guy, your rent is about to expire. It's always so happens. Sometimes it's not your fault. Your birthday is always due.
Their wardrobe. You know at their hair. They didn't even know that it's a sandal. The wig on.
But Felicia.
No, please let me land. Let me actually land on this one. This gets my heart. We also have our own problems we go to men with. Sometimes I hear some of these stories from my male friends and I'm like, hey, so you people are paying, Sha. Like you have money, oh. They are paying. I'm not saying this man is genuine or not, but men also have genuine problems that sometimes they need help with.
And I feel like
and they will not. A true man will come to a woman.
Wait, 1 second.
Can I just add this? You know, when you say a true man will not come to a woman with his problem,
not with his problem, oh. Let's say you have the problems and you've stated, of course you are supposed to talk to me as your girlfriend. You are talking to me and I feel it's within my heart to support with something is a totally different thing. But if you come and ask me that I'm having this family problem and I need your help with it, so help me with this amount of money, it is not happening under God's son.
No, you know why I'm talking about the statement a true man. I think sometimes we also contribute to toxic masculinity. We don't want them to speak.
No, that's not it.
We are always saying a true man
doesn't cry.
You know,
no, that's not the point I'm making.
They become
but I do that. Listen,
emasculated and access in ways we don't want them.
Let me get my point wrong. So let me clarify that. Hold on, let me clarify my point.
I'm somewhere between Sicho and Felicia.
Let me clarify my point. Then when I land,
the time is running. That's why I need to. Okay, so somewhere between Felicia and Sicho. In that, listen. I don't also subscribe to women who put their beddings, my rent, my clothes, my shoes. You need to show some value for yourself as a woman.
Exactly.
You understand? But this is a situation where a man speaking, the way a man is designed, the way society has made a man is a provider for his home. A man is supposed to provide security for his home.
Yeah.
A man can go and ask another woman for help if a woman can so give it, i.e. a colleague in the office, a boss, take a loan from an HR boss who is probably a woman. Not a problem. But a woman you want to see as your wife or somebody you want to live with, you can't afford to burden that woman with your financial issues.
However, he didn't ask. You know, I'm coming. In this letter, he didn't ask.
He asked.
No, he asked. No, he didn't.
Hold on. There are various forms of asking. Listen, if I keep telling you, like that boyfriend I had, he had this project. The project is so important, they're time bound. If he gets like some 4 5, they will go kill him. You understand? So at the end of the day, he's sort of like blackmailing you. He's asked for it.
Yes.
It's just like the woman will come and say, oh, my rent is due. My landlord is sacking me. He hasn't asked. But he has asked. So I'm saying that, look, listen, in a relationship, 5 months is too young. Maybe if they're in an established relationship, or let's say they are married, it is okay for you to ask your wife for financial assistance, because then the relationship is solid, it's on a good ground, you are married, you even know the mother that he's talking about. You know the brother he's talking about.
You actually know the problem.
You even know the problem that is happening. So it's very easy for you to go into your pockets and give. But when the relationship is long distance, just starting, my dear, a true man will not call a woman that doesn't know him properly, that you yourself, you don't know one problem, and come and burden that woman with your financial problems. Same way, a true woman who knows her value will not see a man as a an ATM, and just be drawing.
Yes.
You also have your own value in your person. So the thing is, there's a midpoint. You need to be strategic about it. Before I give my money to you after that lesson learned, Charlie, now my husband I'll give, but anybody else, my fear.
It will be hard.
It will be hard.
Okay. All
You
right.
see, the point I wanted to clarify is exactly what Rosie has said now. There are dynamics to relationships that warrants that no matter how paranoid you are as a woman, that one, you know that it's warrants that I help this person. Because they've shown me their hand. They've stretched it. They've been there for me when I need it. But not when it's a 5 months relationship. It's also long distance. You can't really tell. You've not been able to assess them and their level of genuineness well enough to give them. No, it is wrong. Let's not sit here and make it look and paint everything the same.
But
The dynamic of this particular relationship is a no.
Right.
It's a no.
You want to add something to it?
I still hold my ground to say that it's not a complete no or yes. It's because 5 months may seem young, but people get married in 6 months.
Right.
And they still have a beautiful marriage. I've seen some before.
From your viewpoint, if you are a compassionate person
Yeah.
and just feel like, okay, I need to help, but I'm not going to help fully.
Fully.
But I pity your situation.
Yeah, I pity your situation, and you are someone I want to be with. You are someone I love. You know, I don't think we really understand this word love. It sounds differently when we are using it for our kids, our parents. You know, and it sounds differently when we are using it for people we are in intimate relationship with.
Right.
But it's the same love.
But in
It
a
is not
proper
the same
ideal,
love.
in a proper
It
ideal
should
world,
be-
when you are loving a full-grown
it
human
should
being
be- it
who
should be the same love.
who has grown up in different environments and all that, bear in mind that is why the Bible even said it, that you guard your heart with all diligence. You understand?
Yeah.
The Bible is asking you to use your brain.
But even the Bible
But
distinguishes
but
between the different kinds
Yes,
of love.
to use your
Even
brain and
the
to
Bible
assess the
distinguishes
person
between the
properly
different
before you
kinds of
invest
love.
yourself,
Love
your
for
money,
friends, the
your
intimate
time,
kind of love.
everything.
They are
Even
different
with
kinds of
friendship,
love.
even
all
with
right,
friendship.
okay,
love
so
as well.
on that note, it's time.
Oh.
All right, we can actually go on and on and on with this conversation, but sisters, I want to say a very big thank you for your, contribution to this conversation, and I hope she's actually watching. I hope
Yeah.
she's actually watching, because every sister actually gave a serious point that you can take home. And I have learned a lot from it, though. Even that Bible verse, I'm going to look for it, because I think it's important. I think it's something that should be embedded in our heads, that we play with a lot. And yeah, sisters, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, I will be sharing my final thoughts on the two. Welcome back. It's still Sisters right here on City TV, and if you're listening to us, is 97.3 City FM. All right. So we've read 2 letters, and I just want to share my thoughts on both of the letters. So the first letter is about, a young lady who was dating a man that she found out along the way that he was married, but the relationship kept going on, and then she got pregnant. But this man doesn't want to have a child with anybody yet, because obviously he said his wife doesn't have a child for him, or he's not even ready for children. So this girl is planning to cut him off and have the child alone. What should she do? She asked. If you'd ask me, there are so many dynamics to this, especially, let's look at the dynamics of, she's a bit older, and she probably just wants a child for herself, and she wants to go through the process of, single parenting and not involving the man, because obviously he does not want a child. Just like all the sisters said, it's important to check the boxes. Are you ready for it? Having a child alone is not easy, okay? You have to be emotionally ready, financially ready, and you just have to be strong in general to go through the journey alone. Is this something that you really want to do? Are you sure that you want to do these things? And if you're not too sure about that and contemplating, I think you need to speak to a professional to also go through some choices, okay? You do not necessarily need to have a baby for this person. Why? Because the person lied to you from the beginning. He came in deceitful by pretending not to be married, but you finding along the way that he's married. Is this somebody you really want to keep his child? Why would you want to do that? And if you wanted a child so badly, why should it be with someone that was, being deceitful with you? You need to ask yourself all these questions because before you actually make a decision. And this is something that we do not talk about a lot in our society because it's a bit hush hush, and that's the topic of abortion. All right, abortion is another choice, but how you go through the process is what is the problem. So I think you need to talk to professionals that can take you through all these processes and, ask yourself these questions. Do I really want this child for this person? Is there another chance of getting pregnant? You can even see a fertility doctor, you understand, to ask, you can actually see a fertility doctor to go through these talks, you understand, to help you ascertain if you can still have a child and other ways you can have a child without it being with this person. Okay, sister, first of all, sister, thank you for actually sending this because this is such a big, weighty topic and weighty problem that you're going through. So a very big thank you to you for sending this out. But please listen to us and, think this through, talk it through with professionals, and then make the right decisions for yourself because you don't want this haunting you in some years to come. And now with the second story, whereby lady is in long distance relationship with guy, and she feels like I need to help this guy that I'm in love with, and it's just 5 months and he has family issues. Should you help him with money? Should you help him? You're asking us if you should help him with money. You don't know about that because you're a bit confused. And all the sisters have said no, do not help him with money because it's too early to put your money into that. But I think in this situation I might side with Felicia. But before I side with Felicia, you need to ask yourself, what has this person really done for me? You understand? Has he been a bit helpful? If he has also given you stuff before, it's only right for you to also extend that kind gesture to him. If he has been there for you, helped you in your own times of need, I think you can try to help, but do not totally give all that money. Because from what it sounds like, it sounds like, from what it looks like, it sounds like it's it has to do with a lot of money, and this is not the time to be throwing out money, girl. Nah, keep your money or just give out a bit that you would not regret giving out. You understand? So that's it. And I hope you take our advice and do the right thing. Remember to always guard your heart because you are the female in these situations. And we all know what females go through when they go through a heartbreak. And I don't want that for you. This has been an exciting episode of Sister Sister, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And also, remember you can send in your letters via sistersisterislive@gmail.com. And my name is Chris Carter. See you next week, same time, right here. Bye.